All right, fellas. We are live. Kebisanangan tahun pinay kawawi bersama dengan si Boy Vance. Kita ada dua professional player daripada US. Alright, former professional players. We have Brandi Chastain and also Maren McCrary. So kita ada di sini. Jadi kamu orang kalau mau tanya-tanya soalan, terus tanya-tanya saya soalan. Yeah, this is mainly from the US Embassy. Dan kamu orang tahu lah kan asal USMC mesti tempat si Boy. Jadi kita cari cerita-cerita, kamu orang terus komen-komen. So banyak mau soalan-soalan sama Dorang ini. So stay tune dengan si Boy. Ya. This mic check. What up, fellas? It's your boy Vance back again bersama dengan kamu orang di Bah Atur. All right, today's show is going to be a goal fest because we have not one but two football legends in the house. First up, the woman who gave us that iconic moment in the 1999 Women's World Cup. Yes, the celebration scene around the world. Brandi Chastain, and right beside her, another powerhouse of the game, bringing skill, passion, and experience from the US Professional League, Maren McCrary. How are you guys doing today?
So good. Thank you so much for having us, and hello to everybody out there listening.
Yes, thank you so much. So they are here in KK in the beautiful Sabah for a special football program, and we are going to dig into their stories, their journey, and maybe get a few fun locker room secrets along the way. All right, ladies, let's start from the top. Tell us a bit about yourself and how you first got into professional soccer in the United States. So, Brandi.
Sure. Well, first and foremost, I'm from San Jose, California, born and raised, and women's soccer did not exist when I was growing up.
Ooh.
And so being a professional was never, or even on the national team, was never in my thought process.
Got it.
I started playing soccer because it came to my neighborhood, and my parents understood from a very young age that I was very active and very enthusiastic, much like how enthusiastic you are behind the mic. I love it.
Thank you.
And so they decided to sign me up. Neither one of them had any introduction to soccer prior to this moment. And we learned the game together. My father and I went to the library. We got the 4 books that existed in one VHS tape. Nobody knows what that is anymore.
Yeah, true.
And I watched the one program that was on television, and it was called Soccer Made in Germany. And I just fell in love with kicking the ball and the competition and the physicality of the game and making friends.
Yep.
And competing. And it just became, I would say, a healthy obsession for me as a young girl. And again, being a professional was not even in my thought process. And actually, what's very popular now in the United States, and Maren can attest to this as well, as we were both collegiate players, college soccer became something very important for young girls.
During your time, or
as I was growing up,
Mm-mm.
all of it, we have a law that was enacted in 1972. I'm born in the 60s.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yo, nice.
I was born in the 60s, and so
Got it.
in 72 a law was enacted that any federally funded programming had to be for both sides, boys and girls. And so that also applied to sport in a collegiate environment. And so that gave me and my family an opportunity for me to go to college. And I also not only got to study, but I got to play soccer. And so that really is where things started churning at a rate where there was some thought about, hey, this could be something, but not before then.
Got it. So, wow. Big stories. So, let's move on to Maren.
Yeah, so some similarities there. I'm about 10 years younger than Brandi, but there's definitely some similarities there. I'm also a little bit of a product of that law, Title IX. but same kind of thing. Like when I started playing sports, I mean, I loved sports, but I didn't start out playing soccer. I mean, I grew up playing American football with the boys at recess.
NFL.
Likewise,
You
it's
know,
all the things you saw on television.
Yeah, I mean, I
Wow,
played
wow.
basketball. I mean, these were the
Wow.
sports that I envisioned myself playing growing up. I loved Michael Jordan,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I had a friend in elementary school that said, "Hey, come to this soccer tryout with me. You're a really great athlete," and that's kind of what started my soccer journey. But I still never really envisioned myself playing soccer.
Yeah.
But I loved the game, and to the point, kind of like Brandi, I developed this passion. I would go out in my parents' backyard and I would kick the ball against the wall. So much so that I destroyed the grass in the backyard. By the time I left to play college soccer, they had no grass left. It was just dirt because I had kicked that ball against the wall so many times. And they joke about it now. They're like, we didn't even put grass back in. We just put turf in that backyard. So that kind of indicates just how much I loved having the ball at my feet, right? But really, every other sport eventually went to the wayside. I realized I wasn't going to be able to play American football.
Yeah, it was a harsh reality.
It was.
Me too.
It really was, because that was a first love. But football, as you all call it here, became the great passion. And it really was. And I loved playing college soccer. But even when I started playing college soccer, I thought that was it. That was the penultimate part of my soccer journey.
Got it.
You know, I mean, and to be fair, I did aspire to play on the national team, because at that point, that was all that was left. After college soccer, that's all I envisioned. And so I was aspiring to, I looked up to Brandi and the other national team players, because that was really that was all that was there. But I was able to see by the end of my college career, I was starting to get rumors about, hey, there might be another step. And I was starting to get letters from Brandi and her teammates. Hey, we're going to have a professional league, start thinking about this. And I remember watching the 99 World Cup and going, this is amazing, watching all my heroes. And then not only that, but a year and a half later, I'm on the field with the best players in the world, playing in this professional league. I mean, that was a dream come true, but it wasn't even a dream at the, 2 years earlier. So
nicely done, ladies. So the story is wow, inspiring. And berbeda ngawi, saya tahu kamu orang betul-betul ini dua orang legend bukan main-main, saya tahu. Dan juga dari segi macam mana orang grow membesar, lepas itu macam si Maren kasih tahu tadi sendiri di kandang tuh bola di belakang rumah dia sampai hilang batu. Itu apa orang bilang, itu rumput sudah mau tumbuh. Jadi kita akan balik ke question yang seterusnya selepas ini. We will be right back after this. So stay tuned, fellas. Alright, FM. Kita juga main ini. Oh, your story is good, and I am speechless. But yeah, I know back then was so hard for you guys. But I mean, the U.S. women's team was the top tier during back then, and also up until, if I'm not mistaken, 2010, 2000 and more to come. And yeah, the women's team in football is mainly the highlighted one was the U.S. team. Magnificent.
Did you play any football?
Yeah, I did, but mainly in schools, college. But I love basketball more.
Oh, nice.
Because my dad said, "You're tall enough to play basketball, so stop playing football and go and play the tall athletes game," something like that. So yeah, I mainly play basketball.
Nice.
Yeah.
I still love playing basketball.
Yeah.
I love playing all the sports.
I still play till now, even though I didn't go to like competition and all, tournament and all. Just play every evening. Yeah, 1 or 2 hours, shots, layups, all the drills. Yeah, just play by myself. That's fine. Yeah. Basketball, you just need a ball and yourself. That's
Right.
it.
I know.
That's the story of my whole young career. Nobody plays.
Just any
It
ball,
was me
to
and
be
a
fair.
me and a wall down at the school,
Mhm.
just kicking the ball and learning skills.
You save this out. Okay. Moments. Okay, the first session is done. So we went through the next question is mainly for Brandi. Okay. Guys ready?
Yep, let's go.
All right, let's go. We are back, fellas. Bersama dengan sebuah events di Bah Atur hari ini kita ada dua orang legend datang di sini. Satu Brandi Chastain, kedua Maren McCrary. So the next question is for Brandi. Everyone remembers the iconic moment from the 1999 Women's World Cup. Could you share that experience and what it meant for women's football?
Well, for me, this story is really, it's a long arc, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I was on the women's national team in 1991. I was not a player that played a lot, but we were the first world champions in China in 91. And right after that, I was cut from the team. And then I didn't play on the national team through the 95 World Cup. And right after that, a new coach had taken over the team right before the 95 World Cup. The US took third place in that World Cup. And he decided that he wanted to change the way things were going. And simultaneously, and I think this goes to the question that we spoke about earlier about, the rise to women's professionalism and my dream of being a professional soccer player. When we decided that we needed to support women's football more, the players, we needed to stand up for ourselves, which meant we had to actually stand up against US soccer. And so we told them that we would not accept another contract that was less than what was being offered before. And when I talk about less than, I mean it was quite small as it was. And so this group of women who Maren ended up joining in the first ever professional league in 2001 in the US, everything was done with the intention of the future. Whether that was girls, Maren's generation, or the girls that we're meeting here in Sabah while we're here on the island and in KL. The intention was to set a foundation that would not allow anybody to not value these people, not just players, but these people. And so that was we began a fight, right? A dispute. And at the same time, I got called back to the team by the coach, and I was in a stuck between a rock and a hard place, if you know that saying. And so I called our captain. I said, "Hey, I got a call from Coach Tony. He wants me to come and go to the training camp, but I'm with the players. I believe what we're doing, and we are standing strong, that we deserve more." And she said, "Go play, make the team, and we'll do this work and we'll come back together." And so I think, part of the journey is not just about how we played soccer, who got to be on the team, what we won, but really the process of creating something that would be lasting and sort of, and in the time, I don't think it was really trying to be this legacy, but the legacy of not taking less, of not being looked at upon as less than, and so to get your worth and to push for that, and that is okay, and we can be really comfortable and confident with that. So I went to the training camp. The players stood up against and for US soccer. To be honest with you, US soccer needed to be better. And so we eventually came back, and at that time, for me, it was a really important time because Coach Tony changed my position. So to anybody out there, whether you're a football player or in any other line of work or in a relationship, change is happening, right? You have to be open and willing to make change and be flexible and agile. And when he gave me this opportunity, I figured I better take this because my pride is not the most important thing.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to score goals. I wanted to score goals. And that was like, I loved it. Like it gave me so much joy. But being on a team was really so much more remarkable than standing up for, no, I'm a striker.
Yeah.
You know, so I became a defender at that point. So coming back to the national team was really spectacular. And obviously that next year we had the first Olympic Games. I actually brought one of my gold medals here for you
Whoa,
to see.
let's go.
And there you go. That's from Athens in 2004. But to have a first Olympic Games ever and women's soccer to be a part of that was honestly, it was like a benchmark. It
Yeah.
was a benchmark saying that we belong in this environment. We will stand up for ourselves. We know what we're worth, and we're determined to get it. And with all of that in mind, we will then go out there and work as hard as we possibly can to produce the outcomes that will hopefully allow U.S. soccer, our teammates, and every young girl around the world know that this is possible. And so we get to 99, and you know, for me again, I think part of the excitement, I mean, I have goosebumps thinking about it. Just
True.
You know,
My goosebump is below my body, so yeah, no one knows. Yeah.
Yeah. So just to host a World Cup in your own country is truly phenomenal. But I have to give credit to those that were in charge, and they were a group of women who had worked in the Men's World Cup in 1994, and they were leading, and her name specifically was Marla Messing, and she decided that we would do this tournament different. And by different, I mean that 95 was in very small stadiums, 5 to 10,000. We were going to put this in the biggest stadiums in America.
Wow.
From where the New York Giants play NFL football to where collegiate sports and the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, and everywhere in between. And that wasn't just our games. This was every single team in the tournament had the privilege of playing in front of 65, 75, 85, 90,000 people. And they were there strictly to watch women's football. And so that was really remarkable. I think to talk about the final, you have to talk about the beginning.
Yeah.
And the first bus ride to the first game was down the turnpike in New Jersey, and we had a police escort, and yet we were going really slow. And all the players on the bus were like, what is going on? Why is it we're not getting to the stadium?
Yeah.
And honestly, we could not, we were like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And as we approached the stadium, we saw the parking lots full of cars. And we get closer, and now we see the families and the people who are coming, and we're like, oh my gosh, this wasn't traffic for something else. This was traffic for women's football.
So were you not expecting like
No, I will tell you, I'm going to tell you, boy.
Okay.
The mantra leading up to the Women's World Cup in 1999 was, we were saying on one side of our face, there's a character in Batman, Two-Face.
Oh yeah, Two-Face.
Two-Face.
Yeah.
Over here, we're saying, yes, we're going to do it. We're going to fill all the stadiums. And then over here, we're like, oh my gosh, are we going to fill the stadiums? Can we actually do this? Because it's never been done before. So I think that's a message, the underlying message to young girls here in Sabah and in Malaysia and anywhere else is, just because somebody hasn't done it before doesn't mean it can't happen.
True.
And so we went into every single opportunity with open hearts and open minds, and like, we're going to do this. We don't know how, we've never seen it, but we're going to do it. So we get into the state, we're driving into the stadium, sorry, and we're looking out, and all these faces making signs, looking at us.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was like we weren't sure who was the animals in the zoo.
Mm-mm.
Like we're looking at them, they're looking at us, we're taking
Yeah,
pictures, they're taking pictures.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like I think there was this mutual excitement about what was about to happen. So we go into that match, and that stadium had more people than any Super Bowl,
Whoa. Yo.
right?
Yeah.
Right? So now that makes you take pause, like, wow.
Wow.
We didn't, that was not our intention.
Yeah.
We didn't say we have to get more than the Super Bowl. But I think that was the excitement about the opportunity. And that's why, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm slightly diverging from the question to
No problem.
just
Yeah.
just to
no problem.
share the purpose
Yeah.
of Maren and my visit here, which is to remind everybody, not
Mhm.
just young girls, that they can dream big and that they can do things that seem unconventional or out of the norm, thinking out of the box, but it's really to the ecosystem around it to give it a try.
Mm.
You know, we can't be afraid to give it a try
Yeah.
because you just don't know. It's like the athletes stepping their foot to the line
Mm-mm.
when they're asked to do something really hard, like to run up and down the basketball court
True.
for you,
Yeah.
or to, you know, do that fitness that makes you feel kind of queasy in your
Yes.
stomach. You don't know what it's like on the other side until you do that thing that makes you really scared. And that was what this was all about. And so this is kind of we're here to support these young girls to have an experience, to put a smile on their face, to put a ball at their feet and say, give it a try.
Mm.
And that's really what I think what the 1999 World Cup was like. We're going to do this in a way nobody's seen, and we're going to be brave.
Right.
And so you fast forward, we make it to the quarterfinal, which was our goal, right? We have to make it to the first knockout round. And all the media are saying is the future of women's soccer depends on the US winning the World Cup. Like they were saying it like that was easy.
Yeah.
Like, no problem. Everybody wins a
Yeah,
World Cup
yeah.
every other week, you know, like it's fine. You have a cup of tea, you win a World Cup, whatever. But you know we know different. Like
Yeah.
it's not that easy. And so it was a lot of work. And we get to the quarterfinal, and now we're playing against Germany, who came in second in their group. We weren't thinking about matching up against them.
Yeah.
They went on to win the World Cup 2 times in a row right after. So this was not an easy game.
Yeah.
This is not a walkthrough game.
Yeah.
We're in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, 80,000 people in a brand new stadium that the NFL had just built. They hadn't even used it. And women's soccer would be the first ever to run out on the grass. So loud, so many screaming kids and parents and fans. And 6 minutes into the game, the ball gets played between the center back and myself. And without trying to be fancy or cute, just want to make a simple play. The goalkeeper's running out. I pass the ball, it goes past her, and it goes into the goal.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we talk about, you know, what is it like to be in a big game? What is it like to be in the final? What is it like to have an opportunity to win a World Cup, to be the person who kicks that last kick?
Mm-hmm.
You have to go to this moment, because this moment is really what we all experience at some point in our life,
True.
which is we don't get it right.
True.
We don't get it right. We make a mistake.
Yeah.
And then what do you do next? You know, and for me, this next part was like the most impactful thing that in soccer happened to me, which was my teammate came over and said, don't worry about it. We're going to win the game. We're going to win the game, and you're going to help us do that. And I was like, no pressure anymore on me. Like I didn't even think about what happened for 1 second.
Yeah.
I end up scoring another goal, and we go on to win that game 3-2, and we advance. So marching out to the final match against China, which was an unbelievable match in front of 90,000 plus people.
Ooh.
Incredible. China had an awesome team. They were like everybody needs that arch enemy, that nemesis that is like pushes your boundaries.
Yeah. The boss level.
Yeah.
The boss level.
Yeah. You need that. And it was like I'm sure you could envision when bad weather hits and the trees are bending And you're like, how is it that that tree is not breaking? This was this game. Like that to me is what I see. I see these big trees going back and forth, but they never break. They're so strong that they always come back. And this is what the game was, back and forth and back and forth. And now we get to the penalty kicks and you know what happens.
Yeah. The iconic moment, the iconic celebration, the iconic kicking winning goal by Brandi Chastain. Pamiray ko ngawi sa kamu orang terus terang. Apa yang Dorang kasih share dari awal sebenarnya tujuan sangat-sangat besar untuk semua perempuan dalam sukan. Tidak semestinya dalam main bola saja, main basketball, main badminton, semua penglibatan perempuan dalam sukan. Jadi Dorang bertujuan untuk, especially si Brandi, cara dia kasih cerita tadi, di mana pengalaman dia kan sangat-sangat besar dia punya impact. Jadi, Neko Ngawi, ada lagi saya mau tanya, Tista kamu orang lain tau feeling dia berada di dalam sini bersama-sama dengan Dorang. It's like it's the same feeling when Brandi said just now. It's like me. Okay, I am so nervous right now, but still I went through. So yeah,
Great job.
so tapi
You got this.
kita akan kembali sama sini. Kita juga main nih.
You talk so fast. It's unbelievable. You're right, Maren.
Right?
It's unbelievable. It's in a good way. Like it's so I'm like drawn in by it. I'm like, wow.
Mainly all the Sabahans tend to like like we speak in our language. So the Bahasa Malaysia in Sabah is different in KL.
Right.
So there's two, there's
I heard
different
there's some,
dialects.
like yes,
Yeah,
and some
this-
shortening of
Yep.
words
And also the slang.
Mhm.
So if here in Sabah mainly we use the how do you say this? The local slangs, So macam kami bercakap begini ada keras sikit, something like that, something like that. So it's mainly if we talk to each other, even in that fast pace, we can understand to each other. But if we tend to talk to the peninsula side, to the Semenanjungs, the Malaysia, the on the other side, they tend to like, could you guys talk slowly, something like that, So
Yeah, like
It's fun to listen to.
it is so fun,
Mhm.
and it just rolls off so
Yeah.
easily.
Whoa, 15 minutes talk. Good job,
Yeah.
nice. I love your enthusiastic upon giving the awareness towards the young generation, especially the younger women towards the sports. And I really want something, some changes about, as for us, the third world country, we need to like step up in the game, something like that, especially in women's sport, not just in football, but in any type of sports. So this is good.
Mhm.
This is good
Mhm.
for you guys to be here and also share some knowledge towards the young generations. I am so honored for you guys to be, especially here in Sabah.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful to be here.
Okay, Maren, are you ready?
Yeah, Maren. Oh, good. I'm gonna kick back.
Yeah. So let Brandi sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hey yo fellas, it's your boy Vance back again bersama dengan kami orang di Bah Atur. Tadi kita sudah tanya sama si Brandi pasal dia punya iconic moment from the 1999 Women's World Cup. Sekarang kita mau tanya lagi sama Maren. Okay, Maren, you also played in the professional league. What was the atmosphere and challenge like playing at the highest level back then? Let's go.
Well, you just heard a little bit from Brandi about the 99
Yeah.
World Cup. And so I got to be one of those, I say kid, I was a young adult watching the 99 World Cup, watching, China and Germany and
Yeah.
Norway, watching all these incredible women playing at the very highest level. And I started hearing rumors about a potential professional league. And the crazy thing was, I'm watching them one summer, and 18 months later, I'm on the field, with these same women.
Wow.
And here I am, I was drafted to play with the Carolina Courage, and Bente Nordby and Hege Riise from Norway were a couple of my teammates, international teammates, along with US women national team players were there as well. And I'm sitting there thinking about, okay, I was just watching these women, and these are unbelievable players. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, if I missed a pass to Hege, I was like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? And then a year later I get traded and I'm playing with Brandi and Cici and Katia from Brazil, and Pratinha, and same thing. I would be devastated if I missed a pass. I literally was like, what have I done? And then you start realizing, oh, sometimes they miss a pass too, and this is a funny story, but this was my first year with Carolina Courage, and I'm in a game and I'm in a wall. Mia Hamm is taking a free kick, and we're doing some video film, and Mia scored on the free kick, right? So we're doing video analysis, and Hege Riise is in the wall next to me, and I'm not trying to throw Hege under the bus. She would laugh about this. But she would laugh about this now. But literally, I'm in the wall, and Mia scores on it, and I'm standing there like this, straight. And Hege, she turns her body, and the ball goes between me and Hege, and my coach reams me out. She's like, Maren, that was on you, blah, 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 blah. And everybody is quiet because everybody saw what our coach didn't look at. She wasn't looking, but Hege was the one that turned her body, and I was just standing straight, But I didn't say anything because I'm not going to say, well, the Norwegian, international star was actually the one that turned her body, I was just like, I'm sorry, coach, I'll do better next time, I'll make my body bigger, So, because for me, it was such an honor to be playing with the best players in the world, against the best players in the world, because I believed, and it did happen. I believed this was going to make me a better player. And there were players that Shannon Box was a perfect example of, and I had a teammate at the Courage that got her first chance to play on the national team. This professional league developed players to join the national team. And this is what happens when professional women's leagues happen. It develops younger talent to join the national teams and to develop into their true potential. And our league, it only lasted 3 years. And to be fair, I wish the league had lasted longer. I started near the end of my career. I made a similar move where I went from forward to outside back. And sometimes I wish, maybe if I had made that transition earlier, what could have that happened? What could have that done for my career? For me, I loved the opportunity, the experience of playing professional soccer. It was the best job in the world. It was the hardest job I've ever had, and I loved every minute of it. I wouldn't have changed anything about it. And so, when people ask me, I've done a few of these envoys. When people ask me, like, what would it mean for our country to, be able to have a professional league, or, we're just starting our professional league. What would this mean for these players? And I'm like, it would mean everything for them. I look back, Brandi and I talk about this all the time. We do our workouts in the morning here, and we're like, oh, this hurts and this hurts. I wouldn't change it. I would never go back and change it, because it shaped me into the person that I am today. It shaped my career. It shaped the mother I am. It shaped the coach that I am, the person that I am. And for these younger girls to aspire to become that, to have that opportunity, it will shape everything about the rest of their life. To even have that for 1 year, for 15 years, however long they get to do that, it will be worth it.
Yeah. Wow, Maren, thank you so much for the story. And also, guys, saya tahu kamu orang, saya tidak tahu lah macam mana lagi mau cakap nih sekarang. Betul-betul, I am so speechless. Dimana orang punya tujuan is mainly towards the young generation. So, sangat-sangat besar bila mana ada they are considered the legends. I mean, ya kalau kamu tidak tahu apa yang saya rasa sekarang ini, so saya tidak tahu kamu pernah berada bersama-sama dengan legend atau tidak. Tapi like I said, phenomenal. So Devon speechless. Literally, I am so speechless. And thank you for the story. So after this, we're gonna take a break first. Lepas itu kita akan tanya lagi soalan seterusnya. So, Reko kami chill dulu. Kamu bisa lepas ini. Kita tiga ini.
I think we do need to talk about. Sorry, you
No.
go ahead.
No, all good. You guys, your story is. I am so honored for hearing this, like straightly from the person you guys. I mean, like the person in itself. I am so touched of the stories of the experience of the all the things that you've done and you've done for the young generation. So I am blessed for you guys to be here. So I don't mind about this live. So bye. No worries. Okay, Brandi.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we do talk about when Maren says, like, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
But we would change a lot. Meaning,
Yeah,
It was
like, I agree that I would say the same thing. I
Yep.
wouldn't change it for the world. But we will talk about what the progress is
yes.
that needs to happen.
Yep.
We wouldn't, I mean, yes, there
Yeah.
are changes going forward
Mm.
that need to take place
Yep.
And that have taken place
and
since.
have taken
Yeah.
place since then.
As of me, like I've taken the changes in life because I once a former chef.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was a former chef back in Shangri-La, Tanjung Aru. I was there for 5 years, and also
Is that here in Sabah?
yep.
Okay.
And after that, because my dad got stroke, and then he asked me to go back. He said, "I miss you guys, so please come back." So I came back to my hometown, and after a year of looking after him and all, so I went to Australia and also I think half of I was there for 1 year. So half of it, I was in the kitchen, doing some cooking stuff like the usuals, and after that, I went straight into farming, into factory work. So I got a lot of experience back then. So bring back to Sabah and do some business like a local bistro in back in my hometown. So after a few years, the business established. My brother look after the business and back in KK do some retail. Went into retail, went to sales and marketing, went into a lot of things. But the biggest opportunities that I have is the radio station. I ever thought about being a radio announcer and who knew I was the one who always handles the US embassies for the interview for 3 years in a row. So back in 2023, I interviewed the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
That's fun.
very fun. And last year was the US ambassador. Yeah, and this year, the legends. Yeah.
I
never
shouldn't
thought
have
of it.
said I wouldn't change anything, but I would do it all over again.
No, I know exactly what you're saying, and I think that is perfectly said. I think the greatest thing that we can then share is that what we realized from the experience is that it had to be better, and how we were going to support that
Yeah.
as we progress forward, and what now is happening for young girls.
Yep.
And I think we can just
That's
say
the
that,
next.
that's,
that's the next.
everything has, I mean,
That's the
again,
part.
it's like climbing Everest. You don't climb Everest in one day.
Yeah.
You have to go to the way station,
True.
you unpack, you take out what you don't need, you put in what you need, and you go up again.
Yep.
You wait again, you acclimatize, that's a natural.
Natural changes.
Yeah.
Yep. So are you guys ready for the
Ready?
next part? Let's go.
Let's go.
Right. I don't want to take a lot of time of you guys. Maybe yeah, you got.
We're enjoying our time with you guys. Whatever you need.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Kabisanangan, dalam pinay ko kami kembali bersama dengan si Events di Bah Atur. Hari ini kita ada dua football player, a former US women's football player, the legends. Kita ada Brandi Chastain and also Maren McCrary di sini. The story back then was so inspiring. Listening to both of you, I can really feel the passion and dedication that carried you through your careers. But every great journey comes with lessons and challenges. So let's talk about what the game has really taught you. And who helped shape that journey. Maybe let's start with Maren.
Oh,
Let's go.
I was
Yeah.
expecting you to say Brandi.
Okay, Maren, let's go.
What the game has taught me?
Yep.
I would say the most important thing the game has taught me to be persistent and resilient. I've carried that. I've carried that into the next, 25 years of my life.
Yeah.
In every challenge I face, in every decision I've had to make.
Yeah.
Relationships, career, family, everything. Everything's not going to be smooth sailing.
Yeah.
There's going to be injuries and trials and challenges and hurdles. But I think if you can be persistent and resilient with joy, and that's my piece of it. I try to do everything I can. Yes, be gritty, but if you can have a smile and find joy in the journey, it makes everything worth it.
Got it. You at least sometimes you have to be selfish towards yourself.
And that's where you can be selfish, right?
Yeah.
If you can find some piece of joy,
Yeah.
that's where it helps you.
True.
Right? But
Yeah.
you've got to push through, you've got to be persistent and resilient, and persevere.
Yeah.
And somehow, it'll come around. You'll find a way, you'll find that hope at the end.
Got it. Thank you so much, Maren. So, Brandi, how about you?
Well, I had tremendous role models in my family. I think family for me has been really the change makers for what my belief systems were, how I saw myself, how I could show up in the world, and how to support other people. So I think I have 3 lessons from my parents and my grandfather that have lasted with me until this day, and I share them everywhere I go, to Fortune 500 companies, to young kids on the school ground. One is from my father, which is no job too small. Never look at anybody doing any job and think that job is below me. That job is critical.
True.
And without that job being done, something else can't happen. And so I think, my father was in the military, he was a Marine, and I think he learned that as somebody who supported and represented the United States of America, and he understood that being on a team and every job was necessary. And he imparted that upon me. The second one was my mom, who, as a young woman, decided that she wanted to have a career in the airlines as a flight attendant or a stewardess. Back then in the 60s, it was called the stewardess. And so she moved across the country to Washington, D.C., and she went to school to learn how to get this job. And so she got the job of her dreams. And unfortunately, at that time, unlike today, you couldn't be married and have children and be a flight attendant. And so she had to give up her dream. And then she persisted, as Maren was talking about. Persistence is absolutely a part of progress. She did things that she probably didn't want to do, but they were necessary at the time. She had myself and my brother, thankfully. And she took jobs in the school or the classroom until a time when we were old enough to kind of semi-care for herself without burning the house down. And then she took on a career, and she ended up becoming a vice president of a company in the area which we call Silicon Valley, where all the big and major tech companies exist, from IBM to HP to Apple to Google to all these places. And she became like one of the main thoroughfares for helping people to find the career path for themselves. And so I got to see a woman wear a suit to work and be the boss, but yet still have this compassionate heart and open arms. And I still today meet people who say, your mom took a chance on me and gave me my first job. And so her message to me was, there's a lot of people out there who will tell you no. There's going to be a lot of people saying you can't do something. You have to find your yes. So for her message was, Brandi, yes is out there. You just have to find it. Don't leave it up to other people to tell you it's a yes or no. Find it yourself. And the last one is my grandfather, who saw me as a young child be a terrible teammate because all I wanted to do was have the ball. I wanted to have the ball and score all the goals and do all the things and be the player. Like that was the most important thing. And I didn't understand that as a young person. And so the lesson was, as I tell it to children, I do it in ice cream scoops. When I tell it to adults, I do it in money. So you can equate it.
Yeah.
I could get one ice cream scoop or $1 for scoring a goal, but I could get 2 ice cream scoops or $1.50 for giving an assist.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, that is vicious. Like, so he taught me that giving is better than receiving, and that being someone who supports other people, that really gives back to you. And so you can really do a lot of good if you can score goals sometimes, but giving back and supporting, and this is what we're here for, really. To, we're with the State Department for this sports diplomacy envoy, and really what our main objective is to bring the joy, is to showcase the opportunity, and to allow these everyone, from older people like myself to young girls kicking the ball for the first time, that these things are possible. Like, giving the support is truly remarkable and will change your life.
Got it.
And I'll just add one thing, boy.
Let's go.
One thing I say as a coach to kids all the time is get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes.
Because ultimately that's where the growth happens.
True.
So if you're not comfortable being uncomfortable, you better get there.
So guys, itu dia Brandi dan juga Maren punya cerita. Kita mau tanya, sudah kenapa Dorang berada di Sabah. So stay tune dengan kami di Kup FM. Kita juga main nih. Alright, let's go. Ada lagi? Ada lagi. I mean, there's more. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'm trying. We're listening in. Maybe we'll catch them.
So the next part is, speaking of journey, your current journey has brought you all the way here to Sabah. We are so excited to have you both here, but I know there's a bigger purpose behind this trip. So let's dive into what brings you here and what you have been up to with our local football. So that's the question. Okay.
Do you want to talk about where we're going to go today? Where we're going to
The clinic and the Ambassador Cup.
Yeah, the clinic. We're going to have a lunch with the Sabah professional girls or women's team.
Sabah.
Mm-mm.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, Sabah.
Sabah.
Mm.
And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to talk about?
I don't know. We're talking about. I'm going to talk about. Actually, you talk about that, and then I'll
talk about the
chime in about professional league in the United States. And as a co-founder, I want to make sure that the world knows about my team, but also like maybe there's some players in Malaysia who might have an opportunity to come. You never know.
Okay.
I was hoping that my age is still available for play to play for the national team, especially because I love football so much. Been watching football since I was a little boy, since I don't know, it's since kindergarten. So my dad was a former Liverpool diehard fan, and also he's the diehard fan for team what's this? Switzerland or Holland?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why my full name was Hartley Van Basten.
Ah,
My name came from Marco van Basten.
yeah,
So yeah, so my dad was a huge fan of Holland.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you're like the first person we've met who's not a Manchester United fan.
Really?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
so many Manchester United.
Everybody on the peninsula are United fans.
So I think I'm the rarest one. So
Yeah.
I'm a Liverpool because that is down from my dad to us.
Yeah.
So the whole family is a Liverpool football fan. Yeah.
Oh, you had a good season last year.
Yep.
City,
Champion.
Man City is going to hopefully
Let's go.
dethrone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's
Let's go. Pep Guardiola is going to do his stuff.
He will. He
Yeah.
will, that's for sure.
So okay. Next questions. Okay. Right. Let's go. That's my check. Masih lagi bersama dengan si Boy Vance di Bah Atur ini tempat kong ngawi sanang-sanang sanang kapiah. Ya, alright. Hari ini si Boy dengan dua legenda US Women Football player, a former football player. Kita ada Brandi Chastain dan juga Maren McCrary di sini. Alright, speaking of journeys, your current journey has brought you all the way here to Sabah. So we are so excited to have you both here, but I know there's a bigger purpose behind this trip. So let's dive into what brings you here and what you've been up to with our local football scene. So this time, yes, Brandy, you go first.
Oh, I should go first.
Actually, I'm gonna jump in
Yeah.
first.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Maren
We've
first.
been really lucky. We've been working with Kaki Banku
Ooh.
primarily to they've been great to work with. We've been hosting local clinics,
Yep.
working with young girls
Yep.
and boys, really trying to really work with a lot of girls, young school age girls primarily. We've been able to visit professional clubs. Today we're going to be meeting with the Sabah Professional Club.
Mhm.
And we're also going to open the Ambassadors Cup tonight and watch some games. So we're super excited about that. We're going to be really busy here
Yeah.
in the next 4 days.
Yep.
And I think actually we've got a like a friendly competition. We're going to be putting together like Team Brandi versus Team Maren.
Wow.
So lots of fun.
Yeah.
I got Boy on my team.
Yes, let's go.
We are recruiting people. So it's a fun week. We're also trying to take in some of the local stuff, but lots of soccer. And we're trying to make sure we get in a badminton game because we've heard that that's a local
National sport. Yeah.
True,
national sport.
badminton, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of great clinics and yeah. Anything else I've missed, Brandi? But
No, we're having interaction with the female players here
Yeah.
in Sabah and also on the peninsula. And you know what I have to add to that is I'm a co-founder of a professional team now
Oh,
in the NWSL, which is our professional league in America.
yeah.
We are Bay FC, so you can look it up.
Yep.
And I'm here to also say that there's opportunity to play professional soccer. So for me, I've got my eyes out. I'm looking at these young
Ooh.
Malaysian girls, like, why not you?
Yeah.
Why not you come and be a part of the
Yeah.
professional scene? Not to take them away from Sabah or from Selangor, but that there's things out there for them. And for us also, I think it's important for us to reach out our hand and that we have collaboration, and we have a chance for young girls to come over and see what we do, and
Yeah.
our group to come over and see what you're doing. And that's really what I think diplomacy is about, and really what our trip here is. We want to do it on the grassroots level,
Yeah.
but we also have these opportunities in a professional environment. And again, we have to see this picture as, okay, we don't know exactly what it is, but let's take a chance.
Yeah.
Let's take a chance and see what can happen.
Wow. So semendak di luar sana orang sendiri dengar di mana Brandi kasih tahu yang dia adalah salah satu founder Co-founder, is it?
Co-founder.
Co-founder untuk satu football club. Jadi, kamu orang, kalau dalam nampak sejak kamu orang main, buat yang terbaik. Mana tahu kamu main bersama dengan BFC. Terus saya, ya, let's go. Terus saya tahu sama kamu orang, kalau saya masih muda, masih budak kecil, saya begini. Oke, tapi kamu ambil peluang ini kali. Ya, so kita ada betul-betul peluang yang sangat-sangat besar dari US datang sendiri di sini untuk meneroka lagi kita orang punya football scene, especially in women's football. Alright, so how is Sabah doing for you guys? I mean, like, how is Sabah?
Okay, listen.
Okay,
We got here.
let's go.
We got here last night,
All right.
and I feel like we've experienced a lot already. So number one is we're staying just on the water,
Yep.
and we're looking out to the islands,
Yeah.
and we see these beautiful colored fishing boats, and we get here, it's the nighttime, so it's we don't get to really see what the land and everything has to offer. But Maren and I think we're risk takers. We're enthusiastic about being immersed in the places we are.
Yeah.
And so we said, let's take a walk down to, we're calling it the night market. We don't even know what it's called. Fishing, produce, people, food, drinks, whatever. And we go down and we're seeing something that, we don't get to see every day. We're experiencing we're hearing the language, and
there's a lot of
Smelling the
language.
smells,
I mean, like,
taking it all in.
So it was fascinating, and
It was wonderful.
yeah, it was wonderful. And we're really privileged. We know we're really privileged to be here and to be immersed amongst the natives here on Sabah and on the peninsula, and to remind everybody that we run into that, we want to be good partners, and we want to be good support systems, and we want to help in any way we can to lift up young girls.
Yep.
So this is really our purpose, and we're super excited about the day ahead of us today and the Ambassador Cup.
Sure.
Yeah. And Farish and Kaki Banku, they have been super supportive, and they're them getting girls and boys together to have clinics, and their enthusiasm for not just the game but really the people, I think, is really phenomenal.
And they're very proud of this island.
Right.
Yeah, I'm proud of this island as well. So yeah, this is my considered for us, this is our roots. So
what do you think is the most important thing that we should see while we're here?
Good one.
Good question. I think you guys should go Tanjung Aru beach. They say, I don't know, this is the I mean, like, all the people around the world claims that Sabah has the most beautiful sunset in the world. So you guys have to go Tanjung Aru beach.
Okay, how far is that from here?
Like a few kilometers, I think around 2 to 3 kilometers from this. Yeah.
What time do we have to be there?
Yeah, what's sort of sunset?
Around 5:30 to 6:15.
Okay.
Something around that hour. Yeah.
Okay.
So, see you at
See you at the
sunset.
beach.
Alright, kembali ke kami. Ada lagi soalan-soalan untuk Dorang? Kembali sudah sedikit ya. Kita juga baik nih.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they claim it, not us. So considered we have the most beautiful sunset in the
I'd
world.
like to see that then.
Yeah, 100%. Like, not even.
But I've seen. I mean, like, in the movies, in pictures, I've seen California's sunset. I mean, like, yeah, it's like, oh, nice. But
Is the sunset have like islands in the?
Yeah.
But you see, that's different. Like,
Mhm.
to be able to see.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you can do that in California. In Southern California, there's Catalina Island, and we do have some of that. But like, just even looking out today, Maren and I were in the gym, and we're looking. The wall is a window, and we're looking out onto the boats, and it's just like it's different.
It feels different.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
So the next question is, I mean, you guys covered every questions that I want to ask about your purpose here. So that's done. So we went directly for the message and hopes then.
Yeah, talk about like, maybe for people who aren't involved, how can you get involved?
Mhm.
And as you talked about, moms
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
why can't moms be coaches and moms be leaders?
Yeah.
And I think leadership is something that we can.
True, true. Okay, let's go. Ini sudah balik. Sorry guys, I talk a lot. I talk to
You're
myself
great.
a lot.
You're good. No,
You're
no
doing
worries.
You're very good at this.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you. The hard work, the consistency, the trying to know something new, to learn something new. So that's about it. Because I started zero from this. This is not even my field,
Mhm.
so it's like it's a bit hard at first, but yeah.
But
eventually.
everything is. You don't start at the top of the mountain.
True.
You start at the bottom.
Okay, let's go. That's my check. All right, fellas. Bersama dengan si Boy Vance di Bah Atur. It's amazing to hear how much you are giving back to the game for Brandi and also Maren, not just in the US but across the world and right here in Sabah. Before we wrap things up, I want to give our listener something extra special. Your message to the next generation of football stars. So, Brandi, let's go.
Well, I think I would start by saying that number one, very important, the world feels like it's become smaller, right?
Yeah.
Social media and technology have
True.
allowed us to get information from other places and to see other things. And all of a sudden it feels like we have to measure up to something out there.
Yeah.
But I really want to encourage young girls and women who are listening and those who support young girls and women to remember that the only thing that's really important is that they be their best selves.
Mhm.
And that's good enough. That's good enough. To be you is good. You don't have to be someone else. And I think that's really what sport has. That's an underlying current theme. That and leadership, for me, have been two things that have really changed the arc of my life. It's okay to be me. It's okay to be different. It's okay to have aspirations that don't fit the norm. And then how do you support and lead by example?
Yeah.
How can you be a compassionate leader? How can you be a leader that is player centric, that understands the needs of the group first and foremost? It's what can you do for others, because that will come back to you in the end. So those two things for me are truly impactful, and I think for Maren and I, we're trying to impart that in the clinics that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that I would add is get involved. I think sometimes people believe that they have to have professional experience to coach
True,
or
true.
to play the game, at any level. And that's just not the case. I mean, if you want to coach, volunteer, encourage your daughters to play, to pick up a ball, to be active. Sometimes it's a matter of inviting somebody. That's how I got involved.
Yeah.
Somebody invited me in, so I think encouraging, cheerleading, and inviting are such powerful pieces of getting people involved with the game on any level, whether it's playing, participating, or coaching.
Yeah.
And those pieces are powerful, and that's what we need. We need more participation on every level.
And resources. I think,
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier about resources that are online through technology.
Yeah.
I know that I'm going to be sharing some information from something that we have in America called Positive Coaching Alliance. And this is how to be a positive coach and shape young people so that they can enjoy sports for the inherent values that sport bring, And I know that as an educator, Maren coaches coaches.
Yeah.
She has mentioned about where coaches can go to learn.
Yeah, there's a lot of free education for coaches.
Yeah.
FIFA Training Center, US Soccer has grassroots coaching, lots of online educational sources.
Yep.
YouTube has actually a lot of free education. Not all of it is helpful,
Yeah.
but honestly, FIFA Training Center has probably the greatest library of free education training for coaches.
Got it. Wow. Yeah, I learned a lot in YouTube as well. So yeah. And Brandi, Maren, do you guys have anything else to add on?
Yes, I'm looking forward to you cooking some nasi lemak.
Oh, sure
Yeah,
thing. Yes.
go.
Let's go. Let's go. So, Brandi and Maren, thank you so much for sharing your stories, your wisdom, and your energy with us today. Sabah is truly lucky to have you, and I know our listeners are going to walk away inspired. We wish you all the best with your program here, and of course, we hope to see you back on our shows again soon. Safe travels and keep scoring goals and on and off the pitch.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you so much for being here as well. Mereka kami mungkin sampai di sini saja dulu kita orang. Banyak lagi cerita sebenarnya, tapi itu biar kami off air lah. Kami cerita masing-masing. So si Brandi sudah suruh saya untuk join tim dia. So I am team Brandi. Oh yeah, so let's go. So guys, I'll see you again next week. So peace and apa boy fans. I said Kupi Kupi FM. Y'all said kita juga Baini. Boleh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kupi Kupi FM.
Kita
juga. Okay. Let's go.
Close enough.
Good job, guys. Thank you so much. All right. No problem.
Thank
Good.
you.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
Mary.
you.
Thank you, Brandy.
Ooh.